Hey guys, thought I'd preface this one with a bit of an intro, just to explain why we're going to be jumping in about halfway through game one. What happened was my computer kind of went screwy, and the stream went down. And because of the way streaming on a 15-minute delay works, we pretty much lost like about a half of game one. So it's all good. Didn't really miss much. Bit of totems, flame tongue, bit of a weird earth shock from the shaman. Pretty standard pre-shenanigans. Bit of a thought steal. They got a lightning storm and the Azure Drake, which I think was played previously. But yeah, sorry about that. I thought I'd just preface it. We kind of just hop straight into it. Just do remember with a couple of charges, but yeah, I hope you enjoy. And it's a good set of matches, so I think you'll enjoy this one either way. And I'm not gonna ruin anything, so let's get into it. Okay, thanks guys. Hey guys, we're back. Sorry about that. There'll be a bit of delay in the VOD, but basically what happened was we had a bit of an issue with the my capture card, but it's all good. So for what you've missed, pretty much just a bit of trading, a lightning storm. The priest did get the lightning storm and managed to use it here. So it doesn't look like either player is really taking over the game. Pretty standard mid-range stuff with the priest, but sorry about that. Bit of an error. It's all good. It's all working now. I'll keep an eye on it. If it gives any more issues, then we'll fix it up. So sorry, Typen, you were saying?
The priest could have cleared the board with Holy Favor if he really wanted to, but then he would have no minions on the board. But Doomhammer and Totem here is good.
Oh yeah, it's that Doomhammer. It's a scary thing for a scary thing against Priest, because I mean, really, there's not going to be many minions that a Doomhammer Rockbiter can't kill. And if the Priest isn't really careful here, he's just gonna, yeah, he's just gonna get overrun. Like he's gonna run out of ways to kind of take it back. I imagine we're gonna see the Fire Elemental plus the Doomhammer take out the Arcanite here. Although even hexing, and just toteming might also be correct. Bit of an awkward play, but it just depends whether or not he's looking to save the Fire Elemental. So, but yeah, if you're wondering what happened, guys, with the stream before, we did have a bit of an issue. Looks like my capture card just kind of freaked out. So we'll be live in about 5 minutes. Well, you're hearing it now, but anyway. So yeah, I think we're gonna see the Fire Elemental Fire Elemental plus Doomhammer take out the Arcanine. I can't think of any better play here. Maybe he's gonna look to hold onto it, although he might be going face.
If the priest had 10 mana here, he could Vol'jin and then Holy Nova to kill the totem and the fire element.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, Holy Fire still feels pretty good. Holy Fire plus, maybe he could just Azure Drake draw heal. Might be alright, because I mean either way, like if
Shadow Word Death.
Yeah, that's true. Or maybe he doesn't want to Vol'jin. He can't Vol'jin. That's the other option. He's just kind of tossing up whether he wants to be a little bit more passive or or try and kill it. Oh wait. Ooh, this Doctor Boom.
Always the correct play.
So what? So the shaman with these double rock biters, he can do what? He gets 6, 8. He can do 16 in one turn. So. Wow, actually, so wait. Double Rockbiter, double Defender of Argus. No, double Rockbiter, Defender of Argus gives us 18 more damage. Plus that, yeah, that's lethal. If the... Okay, yeah, the Priest steals the boom, but... I mean, even Alakir is almost lethal. I imagine we're going to see the Hex come out. Hex, and attack in with a boom bot. I'd say he's going to hold on to the Doomhammer, which kind of says that to the Priest that he's playing the combo, so...
Yeah, you have to read into those sort of things. If he doesn't attack here, or he could just get super greedy and do it now.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna look to hold on to the second Rockbiter, just to get it with the Alakir. Although that feels a little bit clumsy.
No, he should have used both and done the 16 damage.
Yeah, I think really it's you're either looking to go full on with the Defender of Argus, or do the other one, because either one is just too greedy. Like Holy Never He's going to really wreck face. But again, you know, we did see the Harrison Jones, so we can imagine if he'd chosen to hold on to the Doomhammer, he would have been in a bit of trouble. But to
the
quote,
priest would have actually been on 9 health right now, instead of 15.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, you can imagine if the boombox both rolled high, then we would have seen just the next rock biter kind of finish the game.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the period for Shaman where things start to settle down. Obviously, a bit of a misplay not playing the Unbound, but
yeah.
I mean, he's not careful. Like the priest really. Well, actually, no. The priest can draw into tons of stuff to clear, but I mean, Shadow Madness plus Cable plus Shadow Madness is gonna suck because he can Shadow Madness the Deferno Vargas, and then Cable one of the wolves, take out the other wolf. Yeah, he can clear board here and come out with a bigger board on his part.
And it was a huge mistake by the Shaman going face there. He should have killed the Azure Drake. That was being way too greedy. Imagine if he had Holy Nova now as the priest, because it would do 3 damage. It would clear the board, and you could play Harrison because you've already seen him use his Doomhammer. So you may as well just play it anyway.
Well, I think I like this play a little bit better. Maybe not so much the powered shield. I might have looked to see him use the Shadow Madness, but I guess Shadow Web Pain does a similar thing. Maybe he's valuing the Shadow Madness to steal a Sludge Belcher or something, but yeah, we'll see. And the Shaman's just kind of
the pain for a Sludge Belcher. Actually, I wouldn't have used it that way.
Well, actually, I mean, Shadow Madness on a Sludge Belcher kind of is a little bit better because if you use it you can use the Shadow Madness on a Sludge Belcher to get a Slime, whereas you can't really ever get a Sludge Belcher out of Shadow Word Death. So I don't know. It doesn't look like he's gonna have mana issues ever, but oh dear.
Another combo Maz came up with the Shadow Madness is using the Recombobulator. After you steal it, you attack and then recombobulate the 5-mana minion.
I'm a fan of that one.
Yeah, or another combo is using the Youthful Brewmaster. So you Shadow Madness, steal it, and then send it back to your hand, so you can play it again on the next turn. So
are we gonna see? There's no way he's gonna get it. He doesn't want Arcanine locked on the board. If he needs to heal and he can't kill the Arcanine, he's dead. So no chance of that happening. Maybe just Rag heal face. That kind of feels good. It's pretty much the exact same damage as if he'd gone face with both his things, and he makes the board clear. Pity about losing the Cable, but I guess he values the spell damage a bit more at this case, and maybe because he didn't keep that, we're not going to see the Recombombulators. I bet he would have liked to see still have the Rock Biter in hand. I don't really agree with how he traded it off, knowing that he had Alec here coming up.
I think the Shaman has just made too many mistakes here.
Oh, I mean, the priest. If the priest's not careful, and his Rag say goes astray, we could see him. Although that's lethal. That's actually lethal. Yeah. So that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. The Shadow Madness for the Alec here. Okay. See, next level plays, bro. Probably better to.
That was
yeah, it's
still
fine.
got lethal, but that was a mistake because he could have just used a Drake to attack the totem and then Rag would have killed him. But
yeah, that's true.
He could have done it like a few different ways.
No, I think either way was pretty stylish. We do see game 1 go to Andeh with the priest taking out WTFCannons Shaman. I didn't really think about that one. Sorry. But yeah, nice game. That was solid. That was a pretty solid game. Kind of the quality game we've gotten used to this deep into the Foam Cup. I mean, you talk about it being an amateur tournament, but I mean, there's been a lot of good play on display. And they're all Melbourne. They're all Melbourne players. Maybe we'll see one of these guys in BlizzCon.
Both those decks looked pretty strong to me. Like the Control Priest looked really accurate to what it's meant to be, and the Shaman had all the right casts there. It says that I think Cannons made a couple of bad choices with the timing and the order that he played his cards in, like on the wrong turns.
That has kind of been a common trend with the Shamans in the way that they're definitely they're in a place at the moment in the meta where they can grab board control really easy, but it's been a case where like if they're playing Love versus something, they kind of get they get really greedy, to be honest, and particularly for a Shaman who's maybe not aware of how much card draw they've got left, it can be the case where they just run out and then yeah, it's cool. You've got him down to 5 health, but you've got no way to close unless you roll well on a crackle. So
There's a funny like sort of miracle shaman with Malagos, like crackle and double lava burst and
yeah.
ancestor's call.
Oh
So
yes. Oh.
Yeah, you play ancestor's call with a Malagos in your hand and you do like 40 damage on one turn. And there's a funny video of it actually happening in a real tournament game between this guy called Phrase and Reynad. And Phrase plays his ancestor's call and one-shots Reynad with 30 health.
Lol. But I'm gonna say judging by the hunter's hand that we are gonna see a bit of a control hunter variant, I think.
Yeah.
Just I'm just seeing the Sylvanas and thinking maybe that's what's gonna go on. So either way, it's probably gonna be a slow couple of early turns. Kind of two classes that aren't known for control, both playing control, and their hero powers pretty much cancel each other out. Although we do have a Steam Wheel Sniper, so the priest isn't playing around that card. He could lose some pretty valuable early minions. Although
the hunter could have played the Steam Wheel on turn 2 or 3.
maybe I think he's really looking to save it. Maybe catch out catch kind of a surprise lethal with a 2 damage to a minion you wouldn't normally thought, or even maybe looking to combo it with the explosive trap. Whereas you know the priest would have been put in the position where he feels like he's safe, but in reality, like he's just really the an explosive trap and an activation away. I don't know, it's all interesting. I don't think we're going to see many 2 health minions, although the Light and Aru could do a bit of work here. I'd say that's the thing. I would have liked to see the coin Light and Aru instead of
Yeah, I prefer that too. I don't like the way the priest did that there.
I think maybe here the correct play is going to be, you don't really want to lose the Chugger pretty easily, so I imagine we're going to see Steam Weedle, Hero Power, Arcane Shot. Yeah, you're wasting 1 damage, but you're still freezing the priest and you're keeping a minion on board, so I can't imagine we're going to see Azure Drake.
It'll be pretty funny if the priest thought steals an Eaglehorn bow and the hunter has the Chugger, and the priest equips the bow and he can't attack, but he's already dead.
He'd be pretty mad.
So that's a funny situation if that happened.
It's pretty. I think Thoughtsteal's kind of an interesting card for me playing a lot of priest. It sometimes feels like oh well, you know, maybe I could be playing better cards, but a lot of the time, like the 2 cards you get off Thoughtsteal pretty much decide how you play a game. If you got the Eaglehorn bow, your next Thoughtsteal, you're waiting for traps, or I don't know. It's really puts a fun tweak on a kind of already fun class. But,
and for the people that missed it, the hunter played a explosive trap there.
Yeah, I've gotten a little bit better of kind of hovering over them, so we're not just talking about something that nobody knows. But yeah, good call.
I think the only play here for the priest is Sludge Belcher. You want to save Harrison Jones for after he plays the Eaglehorn bow, and you can even, if you want to take that one step further, you can even try and trigger a trap first, so you get 3 cards instead of just 2.
Yeah, no, definitely. He instead goes for a little bit of a slower play. I don't know whether that might have been the ideal. You really want to play around the worst case scenario. In this case, it's pretty much happened in the Savannah, so it looks like he's going to get hit to the face, and it's like he was saying in previous streams, if you get hit in the face by the Savannah, you lose. So
I didn't come up with that, and Maz actually came up with that rule.
Well, you know what? I give you a bit of credit there, Taipan, so why don't you just take a compliment, bro? Why don't you just take a compliment for once, you know? I'm kidding. Alright, so yeah, here we see a really good use for the Steam Little Sniper, able to kind of cleanly get through both parts of the Sludge Belcher, so yeah, definitely interesting. I think maybe, obviously, so you're not going to play around it normally, but kind of interesting thing. I think honestly, I think Steam Little Sniper is kind of an amazing card. It's a 2/3 for 2, and then it lets you use you turns your hero power into pretty much the best hero power in the game. So.
Whoa! No! I wouldn't have done that.
Oh wow, that's a bit interesting.
Way wrong. I don't know what the hell Andy's thinking there.
Maybe he's kind of forcing the Savannah trade so he's gonna hit the face, or he's thinking that it's a.
He could have devoured the free.
Yeah, bit of a weird play, but I mean, maybe the priest is just going to look to get sick value out of the Holy Nova. That could have been what he's playing into. And Dr. Boom, it does give you pretty good value out of that. If he, for instance, gets had a Shadow Word Death, he'd be pretty well off, being able to pretty much clear the entire board. But instead, we do see him pick up... Okay, actually, he could Holy Nova here, Boombots go face, and then Light and Naru. Light and Naru heal, gives him something to actually contend the Dr. Boom. So yeah, that feels good. Oh no, but he wouldn't get the minion because yeah, okay. So probably the ideal scenario for the priest there would have been gets hit for more than 3 and then Light and Ruse and then heals face to get a 3-2, which that means he can Holy Nova the next turn and clear Dr. Boom. But instead, we see him get kind of in that threshold where he doesn't get a minion. So a bit awkward there. I'd probably say the Hunter's going to look to establish an Acolyte of Pain. I can't think of a reason to get the Freezing Trap down other than wanting to hero power, but to be honest, you're looking for card draw over 2 damage. While it's still kind of early days.
And the Cabal steal that straight away.
Yeah.
Or if he wants to play safe, he can Holy Fire the Dr. Boom.
I would think that's what we're going to see. Maybe Maybe Light in a Roof first, and then Holy Fire, and then heal, just so you get again that big kind of Light Warden. It's just me, like I feel like I'm overvaluing the Light Warden, but they can get pretty scary. And it does kind of create a different line of play.
You don't want to waste the heal. It'd still be 30. I thought it'd be more than 30. Sorry.
No, that's cool. Okay.
Oh, that's okay.
He does get the Arcane Shot, and Defender of Argus is going to need to come out at some stage. I imagine. We're probably actually okay. So he could Cabal Defender of Argus to get a pretty solid taunt board. Although it's getting pretty scary for the priest. I don't think.
I'm just looking at this double Azure, and I just realized that it buffs Explosive Trap.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't notice that until the sparkle.
It would be 4 damage when it triggers. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not something you don't usually see a lot of spell damage in Hunter.
Imagine a Malagos Explosive Trap.
That'd be pretty nuts.
7 damage.
So it's pretty much like a 2-mana Pyro. Okay, this is interesting. And then we're maybe going to see him Holy Nova here, or Arcane Shot, I'd guess. He could, actually what he could do is, he could trade the Explosive Trap into his, he could trade his Acolyte. He should have actually, this is what he should have done. He should have stolen the Acolyte of Pain to then run it into the Hunter to trigger Explosive Trap to deal with most of that, and then Holy Nova it or something? Holy Nova Arcane Shot?
I liked your first play, Cabaling the Acolyte and then just Defender of Argus.
Yeah, no, he's definitely looking for alternate lines of play. There's at really no point you want to kind of have a Hunter with a 12 damage on board. Alright, cool. I was thinking he might want to do that on the Pilot Shredder, but really there's a potential to mitigate no damage and King Crush. Okay. Wow. Ooh, doesn't feel good, but what? When do you see King Crush?
Hardly ever.
I guess in this sense it's kind of like it's not really get a rag because it costs more, but it's doing a similar thing. Cut rag, get a crush. Either way, it's gonna be hilarious.
It's a more expensive Grom Hellscream.
Yeah, except with less damage.
Yeah.
So
Let me change your mind.
I don't know. So yeah, we do see him go for that Cabal play. I guess maybe he was kind of delayed, and it has resulted in his opponent having kind of an awkward clear. Well, actually no, it's an alright clear, but he's gonna give his opponent 2 cards, which you can't super duper feel good about. Okay, actually,
works here.
Yeah, so he obviously wants to trade the Drake in first, so he doesn't give his opponent 2 draws, and then Sheep and a Cabal. And then he could... I'm thinking Crush is better. I really think Crush might have been. Because I mean, if you Crush, then you can set up a better clear to get an easier win with Rag. Whereas if he now has to Crush and say a 2-drop for whatever reason, he can't. But Plus, your King Crush getting stolen is exactly the same thing, so... I don't know. Although, he does have freezing traps, so maybe that's what he was considering then. No, he should have crushed. Yeah. Either way, he won, so... well played to WTFCannons, closing out the game 2 with a big King Crush play, so... Interesting stuff. Interesting. Bit of back and forth happening here. So yeah, I mean, how do you feel about King Crush in Hunter decks, Taipan? How does that tickle your pickle?
I don't really like it. I don't see any point for it unless you're doing like a control type hunter, and even then they don't really work that well. Something like half the time. And if you're getting matched against another control deck, like Control Paladin, Control Priest, Control Warrior, most of the time you would win anyway with Shadow Word Death.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, well we do see him go up against another... We can't really tell with Paladins these days, but judging by the muster and Aldor, it does kind of strike me as a bit more control-y. Wow, it looks like the Hunters... Yeah?
We were talking about Hobgoblin before, and I was just thinking, have you tried using Muster for Battle with Hobgoblin? Does it buff the recruits then?
No, it doesn't. It's the way Hobgoblin's weird wording, but it's very specific about you have to summon. So for instance, I'm playing Hobgoblin Priest and Light and Naru, even though it says summon a Light Warden, will not buff the Light Warden. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a bit of a backwards interaction, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I know that the Sword of Justice buffs the Muster for Battle recruits.
Oh yeah, that is OP as shit. I don't know why we don't see more of that combo. I was watching I was playing a Paladin the other night, and he's playing around with Scarlet Purifier, and I think what did I have? I had like Harvest Golems and stuff, and I ended up killing 2 Harvest Golems with Scarlet Purifier, and I was like, that card's really strong. Like, holy crap, that card's strong. Particularly a quality as well. Like, a quality into Scarlet Purifier on a Death Rattle board is pretty much a Pyro combo, and you get a better minion. Plus, you don't have to kill your own Pyromancer, so... I think it's good. I think it's good stuff. But so we do see pretty boring opening rounds from both the players. They're not boring. It's just typical, so to speak.
The Paladin could go for a little bit more greedier play here and just drop the Knife Juggler and then go Muster next turn, so he gets the value out of the knives.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand this one, but I guess maybe he's looking for a Quartermaster or to threaten Cannon's board, but really he's gonna play a obviously Pyromancer's not a typical hunter card, but Explosive Trap here would have done a similar job. I'd say we're probably gonna see. I'd like to see coin. No, actually, he should have coined Pyromancer and then Explosive Trap, because that arcane shot doesn't feel the same.
I like holding on to the coin for like a King Crush on turn 8.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just a better curve.
He did show both the King Crush and the Rag, so the Paladin must be kind of expecting it. I imagine I'm going to see him... Well, actually, no, he's Double Silence here. He isn't going to do any work for those 2 cards.
The Paladin could have YOLO'd with the Silverhand Recruit Knife and see if it hit the Pyromancer instead of attacking it, because then he would still be on 26 health.
That's true. And yeah, here we see the value of the Steam Wheeled Sniper, being able to take out that Knife Juggler like super cash. I guess maybe Andy kind of thought it was a bit safer, but a bit of a weird play. I think he's we may even see kind of a respect to quality come out here. So, but I guess like I was saying, there's he still doesn't really have a good estimation of what the hunter's playing. So this earlier quality kind of feels alright. But I think if he knew that there was Sylvanas potentially coming out next turn, he probably would have held on to it. Although Harrison kind of feels good. What do you think? Would you have Harrison there just to pick up 1 card?
No. You save it for the true silver champion, or the even better after he plays Tyrion, you want to use it on Ashbringer. It gets the most value.
Well, I mean, typically we're going to see Double Silence in the Hunter deck. Although he may run no beast synergy, so I guess that's kind of counterintuitive. We do see the Paladin looking to establish a bit bigger board. I guess I prefer that over just kind of a weird, awkward True Silver, and Silverhand Aldor doesn't feel good. But I mean, there might have been a case to Aldor there. Aldor, make sure it can only kill a recruit. Then next turn you trade in with the Aldor or a dude or something, and then set up for. Well, actually, you wouldn't have had a turn 7 then. So.
Sometimes I forget things.
I've never actually heard that guy's battle cry. So sometimes I forget things, Taipan. I think we're gonna have to abbreviate that one. But we do see the back to work come out of WTFCannons. So, did we see any mad scientists in the Hunter deck before?
No, I didn't see any.
Is he? He's got. It looks like he's playing 4 secrets. So I'd imagine we're gonna see some come out a bit later. But are you gonna be sure? It's mad scientist is kind of one of those weird cards where everyone was just like it's OP as anything. But I don't know. You know, it didn't seem like Hunters had a huge difficulty just drawing to them on their own. But I guess with the nerf of the draw engine, you made it look to play it. But
If I was Cannons here, I would have held on to the Harrison Jones. I don't like him playing it here.
oh, I mean, you said it. You said previously that you like killing the True Silvers. So
Yeah, but if I had to choose between, because what Paladin doesn't have Tyrion?
that's true. That is
Like
kind of
90% of Paladins use Tyrion. So if I'm playing as a hunter, I'm thinking in my head, okay, there's a pretty high chance that he has Tyrion somewhere in his deck.
I'd imagine here we're gonna see Hero Power Quartermaster. I definitely prefer that. I'd say we're gonna see the Silverhand attack in first. Although he may actually want to attack in with the Ancient Mage to get the spell power buff, or even he could potentially attack in with the Aldor just to get that back. I don't know. I'd say out of an empty board, and when you got a couple of 3 health minions, you're kind of guessing Freezing Trap or Snake. So bit of a weird
Yeah,
one.
Eldor works, and he can reduce Harrison's attack to 1.
Yeah, still, I think I would have preferred the Quartermaster play. Sure, the Harrison gets a little bit more value, but I don't know. It's you're kind of doing the same thing here by not clearing it. Ooh, Coin King Crush? No way. It's gonna be. I'd say he's gonna Hero Power and get a trap out. Maybe even look to start kind of whittling away at some of these 3 health minions for the Harrison. Although that does telegraph Explosive Trap. Pretty basically.
He could use yeah.
I guess maybe as well he's kind of valuing the token Quartermaster play. So the Consecration feels pretty good. Consecration, yeah, because the Ancient Mage doesn't actually have any spell power of its own. Bummer. So yeah, Consecration and then using the dude and whoa, I forget a lot. I can't remember what he says. So that seems like a pretty good play. Bit of a slower play, maybe kind of running out of tempo in terms of card draw and things. But you've got your Tyrion, you've got your Boom. You know what you're doing for the next 2 turns. So I don't think you're super worried as the Paladin. I'd imagine though the Hunter doesn't feel particularly great. We do see him get the Eagle Horn, but King Crush can be dealt with. Sylvanas can be dealt with. His hand is just Hunter's Mark, Coin, Arcane Shot, and Trap. Like, that's not actually a real hand, so it depends. It depends what sort of cards the well, actually, no, wait. So he's got 5 at the moment, 7. So if the Paladin attacks in and then doesn't play Tyrion, it's game. Or if the well, actually, crap. If the no, he can't, because he won't be able to coin silence.
I liked the I would have preferred the Hunter to play his Sylvanas last turn.
Yeah, I think so as well, yeah. Although, I mean, the trap felt alright. Bit awkward. Are we going to see an Arcane Shot onto his own Acolyte? We could see him attack in. I mean, we're talking about Tyrion being pretty scary, but
Actually,
yeah,
here's a play. He can Sylvanas Hunter's Mark his own Sylvanas, and then Arcane Shot his own Sylvanas, and 50-50 YOLO steal the Tyrion.
Holy fuck, yeah. That's ooh.
That'd be like the biggest freaking YOLO play, or just Sylvanas and then Arcane Shot the 1/1, and just end turn.
Yeah, holy fuck, yeah. That's
the Divine Shield doesn't matter. If he can steal Tyrion, that would be perfect. But the Paladin has a silence in his hand, so we know what's going to happen on the Paladin's turn. But
I think like
that'd be a really strong play.
if you were telling me to make that crazy ass play with the Sylvanas and Tyrion and the Hunter's Mark 9, I would do it in a heartbeat. But
Yeah, the 50-50 YOLO.
I would do it. But the problem is, this sort of play.
Classic,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like that classic play with Tosis when he tried executing his own Sylvanas.
Well, you can actually Hunter's Mark your own minions, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think. Oh yeah. Bit weird. I mean, it's just doing it like this. A, ends the game, but B, I think if you knew that the Paladin was always going to be able to create more minions, then there's no real point kind of leaving it up, because you're not going to get the steal value. You didn't actually deal with the Tyrion. Yeah, bit weird. Either way, we do see game 3 go to Andeh with this interesting Paladin deck. So kind of again, real back and forth, man. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely liked your line of play. I was pretty YOLO, but the Hunter was really running out of options. And if he got a Paladin, like a Tyrion weapon, he could just be doing 7 a turn, which was 2 turns away.
Do you want to do a shout out now or save it?
I'll maybe do it at the end, just because both the players have gone into game. So I'm trying to keep up with them, but they're just kind of like dum, you know, really
Yeah.
it's back and forth.
I just want to get through it. And he just wants to win. He wants to finish this match 3-1.
Yeah. So
and we've got a mirror match here.
Yeah, it's interesting that we see. Do you think that means that was Andeh playing Coghammer? Do you reckon?
No, I didn't see it.
It's funny. It's funny how the Black Knight pretty much directly counters the Coghammer. So, but we do see the lay on hands come into. Do you see the lay on hands come into Andeh's turn? So, bit interesting. I imagine that might mean he's playing kind of the double lay on hands variant that we're seeing a lot of. This time, of course, choosing to be a little bit greedy with the Knife Juggler. I guess maybe not as scared of the Paladin, so we'll see how it plays out for him. Bit of an awkward turn too there. No real reason a Coghammer. Might have been a call to coin Aldor, but you would have been pretty scared of the muster. So interesting stuff.
And gets the perfect knife there. Andeh was really sad that he didn't get muster for battle, because that would have been just so perfect. Knife Juggler with muster for battle.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's True Silver here to remove the Eldor. And just face with both minions.
And so compared to last game when we saw Andeh kind of playing down to the wire in terms of it turns his hand. He does know he's got the lay on hand. So if he's able to hold out till, turn 8, then just that one heal 8 and then 4 cards can really lock another Paladin out of the game. Particularly if he himself isn't playing the lay on hand. So I'd imagine we're gonna see maybe Zombie Chow Coghammer here. Feels pretty strong. Puts up a nice wall for the True Silver to punch through. Gets rid of the Knife Juggler, more importantly. Definitely a good use, particularly while the enemy Paladin is guaranteed to go up to 29, so pretty much getting no value out of the Death Rattle. I definitely think we're seeing the real power of Coghammer here, creating these kind of awkward lines of play, as well as developing a nice 2-damage weapon.
I would have actually played Sludge Belcher here on curve.
Yeah, it's strange. He's going to get the Divine Shield.
It's making it really awkward this turn. And then on Andeh's turn 6, he could have gone Shielded Minibot, Hero Power, or Minibot Consecrate for 6 mana.
Well, he might have been.
Like off curve.
He might have been really focusing on the Equality Consecrate play on turn 6. Still, it's kind of weird that he's not thumping these Sludge Belchers down. It's it's definitely in a different kind of line of play. I guess maybe it feels like by getting 2 minions out, there's less of a chance that the Paladin's able to kind of deal with them as effectively as compared to just a kind of a single Sludge Belcher, which can die to, well, the Hero Power plus True Silver or a Silence or an Equality or something. So it might have been a little bit more of a temperate play, he's thinking, and it's paid off. So. He
would have been able to put a recruit behind the Sludge Belcher, so we would have kept it alive.
Well, that's assuming that that WTFCannons wasn't able to break through that single target, which Paladins are pretty alright at doing. Yeah, generally known for that kind of ridiculous ball clear, but you know, True Silver, Consecrate, that sort of stuff can get through. But of course, we actually see WTFCannons pick up his own Lay on Hands. So I'd imagine some stage in the next 2 or 3 turns, they're both just going to mirror each other and Lay on Hands. Although most likely we're going to see WTFCannons do it before Andy, considering Andy's on like full health, just casually. But these Sludge Welchers are definitely creating a bit of a problem. Might have been a bit of a bait on WTFCannons' part to just kind of... He's trying to signal to Andy that he doesn't have a decent way to deal with that Sludge Belcher and bait him out into dropping things like Quartermaster Play or another Sludge Belcher or Dr. Boom or something, so that he can then get a little bit more value out of the Equality Consecrate. I'd say just based on that, we're going to see him be pretty greedy with the Iron Beak, although he could just Lay on Hands. I'd say the correct play is going to be Dr. Boom, pray that you don't get rickety wrecked, and then aim to Lay on Hands in 2 turns after your Equality Consecrate. But we do see him instead go for the Equality Consecrate here.
I would have used the Sludge Belcher to attack the Pilot Shredder, and then use the Minibot to kill the 2 minor minions.
By the way, it's pretty sick value. Definitely the attack from WTFCannons kind of signals that there's another weapon in hand, or even the Tyrion. So, and talking about the Tyrion, I mean, neither of these players really have a good option to get rid of their opponent's Tyrion at the moment. Well, except Andy, kind of with the Equality Consecrate, but it's not going to be enough.
I would use the Tyrion now.
Yeah, I think that's the correct line of play. See, this is the thing. Like we were talking about the harvest. I mean, the Sludge Belcher being a bit more of a tempo play, playing it a turn later. But here it does the exact opposite. Like you get less stats. They're gonna deal with it in the same way, and you can't be overly protective of your Tyrion. Like it's gonna die, or they're gonna have a silencer. And considering you literally just saw a silence, I don't know, bit interesting. We do see WTFCannons go for the Dr. Boom play, so it's going to play pretty heavily into the Equality Consecrate.
That was a huge mistake. He should have used the one to kill the Pilot Shredder, then Equality, then Consecrate. Because now that 2 minor minions survive. Oh
wow! And he gets a nice ghoul and a good hit off one of the bombs. So, are you feeling safe enough to Lay on Hands here?
Yeah, I would be.
Although, I mean, the Tyrion feels alright, particularly seeing your opponent's Quality Consecrate, so they're really playing reactively, I think, is kind of the best way to describe both these players. They're valuing their clears, they're valuing their answers to each other's decks, but ultimately neither's really choosing to go on super aggressive, so.
And I hope everyone gets comfortable, because this is going to take like an hour to finish.
Well, it's not going to take a literal hour, but the Paladin Mirror is...
It is the longest type of game to go on.
Oh wow, nice. He does. We do see him kind of pick up the owl out of the Lay on Hands. Ugh. I mean, he could just start clearing, and then if he gets his own Lay on Hands here, and he's able to establish a minion, and then he draws into a Quartermaster off of that, I feel like that's got to be correct. Like you can't. You want to get rid of the True Silvers, yes, but this is the turn to Lay on Hands. There's no threats. Your Tyrion's gonna be pretty fine. I really think Lay on Hands is correct. Lay on Hands, dude. Maybe Lay on Hands Knife Juggler if you get it, but you probably wouldn't, considering he's got an owl up. So. Or
shoot a Minibot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he gets it.
No, I think he's going with what I said before. He's looking for the Quartermaster. So. Oh wow. So. Definitely Quartermaster. Oh wow, Quartermaster, Muster, and Knife Juggler.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's pretty brutal. And you're on 30 health, so you don't even care about the Tyrion at this point. Shit. It's not good to feel for WTFCannons. Oh no way, no, he's got to go quarter. He can't go the Pilot of Cheddar. He has to go quarter on this. Why would you play the Pilot Shredder here? I would not understand that. There's no reason to True Silver. You can't Tyrion. You're not going to beat GH. You should Quartermaster. Yeah. Okay. I guess he's kind of setting up for his own Tyrion play here, but I mean, Quartermaster is the same thing. Yeah, I don't understand that one. That's a bit off to me. Seems like Andy's really valuing his Tyrion a bit too much. Because now we see the WTF Cannons well, shift the board for us so that anybody at home can't see the hand, which is awesome. That's so annoying. I'm actually almost gonna have to leave.
I think there's been a lot of misplays on both sides.
Yeah, I mean it's a different matchup. They definitely knew it was both gonna go long. So if you're running what Andy does have in hand, oh my god, we got Quartermaster, then the Tyranny just played, BGH, Pilot Shredder, and the Shield of Minimot just came in hand. If it gets any worse, then I'll DC and reconnect, but I can't see this going super longer. I might just quickly do it between turns. We'll see what Andy gets, and then I'll rejoin and leave. Because otherwise, I mean, we can't talk about we just can't talk about Andy's hand at the moment.
Reporting for duty.
Hi, still though, I can't imagine WTF Cannons wants to give Andy the sword. So come back in a game in a sec, guys. There's no way we could really cast with that. So we did see the Tyrion go down. Is there anything else we've missed while I'm just getting back in the game, Tyvan?
Andy just drew into his Dr. Boom.
Sweet. Go, Andy. Oh dear. We've actually lost Andy on my friends list. Okay. Awesome. So we go to try and get you guys the hand, and we have the next best thing, which is no hand. Groovy. We can see the game, so we do have a pretty scary board coming out. Although Andy does have the sword, and this would be, as you were saying, would be the Dr. Boom. So.
Well, now would have been the best time to Harrison Jones. On the Cannon's turn.
Definitely. A bit awkward that we can't see the hand. Oh, well, we'll just have to keep casting. We gotta cast on the basis that I can't see Andy's hand, so. Cult Master feels pretty good here, though. Cult Master feels amazing. He does have double Sludge Belcher, so he can't be too scared of the weapon. I mean, it's only got 2 charges and you got 2 Cult Masters. I don't think you really want to test the Boombots, though. Maybe you just want to get a little bit more, and then possibly even get the Shield and Minibot down here, just so there's a 100% chance. Which is, I'm gonna have to re-add. That's so weird that he's not popping up.
Yeah, so we're still on Cannon's turn. He played the Big Game Hunter on nothing. On Dr. Boom, right? And you'll get to draw another card. We'll see where the bomb goes. And he gets the high roll, 4 damage on the Eldor Taunt.
Oh dear, that can't feel good.
It'll be funny if Cannons burns cards here.
Yeah. We just not careful. That Cold Mustard doing work. Although, he's definitely getting a little bit low for my comfort level. You want to keep talking? I'm just gonna re-add Andy to get him back.
Yeah, Andy's off my list as well.
Interesting. Well, fun. Thanks, Blizzard. Awesome glitch, bro. This is new. They fix one thing, and then suddenly it's this. This is fun. Cool. Maybe he just got really grumpy with us. He's been watching the stream and he doesn't like the way we're casting. Either way, we do see him use the weapon to kill the Cult Master. I definitely agree with that. Feels like a little bit better play. Just seeing how much draw he got off that last turn. I can't imagine you want to see him pick that up again. So again, for all those watching at home, sorry about Andy's hand. We have a bit of an issue with the friends list, so we're just gonna have to cast without seeing it. And a face list. Ooh. So maybe I think this is the turn to double sludge.
Let me think.
Or maybe single sludge faceless, because there's not really many legendaries going to come out. Or maybe one sludge, and then true silver.
I was just looking at my friends list and it says he's gone offline.
Oh wait, no, he's
So
got lethal with Oh yeah, no, it isn't. He's a little bit short. 8, 10. Yeah, he's got lethal. It doesn't even matter. Alright, well played to WTFCannons. Sorry that guys about the Andy's hand, they have a bit of a glitch, but it's just like we are going to see game 4, the WTFCannons with the Paladin. So holding on against Andy's Paladin, which means we are going to see the Paladin Warrior matchup. So interesting stuff. I'm just going to tell WTFCannons to hold on for a sec while we re-add Andy. Alright, 2 seconds, guys. Cool, but yeah, big plays. That was some pretty. That's a long match, like you said, but I mean, interesting stuff.
Yeah.
We did kind of see the entire. I think we've almost seen the entirety of WTFCannons' Paladin deck, so it'll be interesting to see what it matches up against in this Warrior. Just waiting for Andy to kind of jump back in. Looks like I do have him on my friends list. Might have been a glitch on his end as well, so all good.
Andy was just saying that he disconnected from the game and he tried reconnecting again, so that's why he went offline.
Oh, okay. All good.
Yeah.
All good.
Okay.
Fun stuff. It is kind of interesting thinking about what sort of shenanigans Blizzard's going to pull next patch. I'm glad we don't have that friends list issue. Although that was kind of an easy one to fix. I wouldn't want to see one where you just randomly lose players in the middle of a game. That was kind of worrying. but yeah, if you're wondering why we reconnected and disconnected, guys, it's we did have the case we had 4 consecrates go off, which kind of shifted the board up by like half a meter or something. So a little bit hard to cast a hand you can't even see. Plus it's a bit disjointed. So we see Andy. Andy has come out back line, and he is about to battle a friend. This is game 5. It's going to be Andy's Warrior versus WTF Paladin. The winner of this going through the grand finals to be cast on the Tuesday next week, and the loser is going to be cast by us on the Monday, but next week as well. So fun stuff.
And also we've got the special caster series on Wednesday night.
Oh yeah, it'll be me. It's me, you, and Arcane. So. Me, you, Sean, and Arcane, rather. Sean, of course, from Orange Bandit.
The first 2 games will be at 6 p.m., 6:45, and then the 2 winners out of us 4 will play at 7:30.
And then obviously the losers are going to have to cast. So hopefully they're not too bitter when they get stomped by me. All good. So it looks like based on from what I'm seeing out of the Warrior's hand, we're going to see kind of a control variant, particularly with the Sneeds and Armor Smith and Acolyte. And shield block. I'd say this is pretty standard for a Warrior. But again, we did see a lot of WTFCannons Paladin deck. So how do you feel like that deck's gonna match up against the Warrior? Do you feel like it's got a shot?
The Warrior's actually pretty good against Paladin because it doesn't really play a lot of. It doesn't have a lot of minions on the board at the same time. Like normally they just have 1 or 2 minions. So the Paladin just loses value from equality instantly.
Yeah. So. And it often feels like in the same sort of vein, you know, Consecration as well takes a little bit less value because there's not many 2 health minions in a Warrior deck. There's like Get Down and maybe Owl if he plays it. Oh wow.
See, as a Paladin, you'd save the Owl for either Acolyte of Pain or Sylvanas. Those are the only 2 targets you want silence.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's maybe he's kind of looking to keep the armor total down and be able to drop these his Sludge Belchers and Dr. Boom things on curve. But I don't know whether I really think Dude might have been the correct play, or maybe just not Dude. Just pull an Northshear and just not Dude.
I would have just ended turn.
I
would have actually attacked face with the Armor Smith and just left the 1/1 so I could use my Acolyte to attack into it.
I guess maybe we're talking about how the Warrior is not super scared of catching value. Maybe in the same sense the Paladin is looking to set him up so that his quality consecrates do actually catch some pretty big minions. Ooh, wow, this is definitely a good minion for the Warrior to get. Choosing an Execute as well.
No way.
That's just like we're going to see kind of a weird early tempo play here. I imagine when the Paladin gets his weapons out, he'll be trading into minions, but interesting stuff. And it's particularly considering that he did silence the Armor Smith. Like, if your opening hand usually isn't going to be Armor Smith double double shield slam. Like that's actually kind of a pretty low probability of happening, particularly if you saw. Yeah, I really don't know what he's doing there, but you know.
Yeah, I would have actually Cruel Taskmaster the Acolyte and then drawn 2 cards off it, and then attacked with it, and then use my axe to kill the 1/2.
No, interesting that we do see him do another execute there. I guess, you know, execute, pretty solid card, you know, particularly getting out early and when it's guaranteed to get the value. It can be a bit awkward to activate sometimes later in the game. Particularly if you're just kind of playing a fresh threat and you're like, ugh. You know, or he gets the rag out and then knocks out most of your armor. So I definitely agree with getting executes out early, but
Reporting for duty.
yeah, a bit weird that he held on to the Cruel Taskmaster.
Reporting for duty.
Oh, we do see him, yeah, we do see him get the muster out. Maybe looking to draw into the Quartermaster here. Because Quartermaster duty is pretty strong.
Now would be the perfect time to Harrison Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Get the most value. That was a mistake.
Yeah, maybe he's looking for a bit more value on... Alright, interesting. Interesting. I'd say definitely you would have preferred to Harrison, just for the amount of card draw. And of course as well, kind of, you know, not giving your opponent the opportunity to trade in. And setting up a nice big threat for things like the Doctor Boom and other things, but, I don't know, it's all different lines of play, and that's kind of what creates an interesting Hearthstone game. Not really, you know, thinking about how each turn's implications affect the next turn, so... You gotta remember these players are very accomplished players. They have made it through to round 4, so... Maybe we're just bad, Type M. Have you thought about that?
No, well that's what decides
No.
the game.
Okay.
Well, the moves you make on your turn always affect, you know, your choices on the next turn. So like, right now, if he had have equipped the Death Spite last turn and attacked phase, he could have used the Death Rattle to clear the board.
Yeah. It's now he has to do this kind of like awkward shield slam thing.
Yeah.
He still does get it right though. Maybe he's valuing the Death Spite as kind of an activator. We have seen him. Okay, well he does get the Cruel Taskmaster here, but yeah, it's a bit of a weird way to play. Again, it's pretty early days for this matchup. Same sort of deal with the double Paladin. It's just like, I don't know, man. If you're hungry, go get some dinner because this is going to be another 10 turns, I'd say. But either way, how do you feel about getting the Harrison down now? You got to attack in. You have to attack in before you Harrison. Hopefully he realizes that. Okay, he does see that play.
That'd be a pretty big misplay.
Hey, hi.
Oh, and he's gonna have the perfect turn 9 play if Andy plays the Sneed.
Oh yeah.
Cannons can faceless manipulate the Sneed.
That belongs in a museum.
A bit of an interesting Harrison here, but I definitely agree with it. After Warrior can.
The Warrior needs both his execute, so he's not scared of the Harrison dying.
Yeah, it's just interesting you want to play into kind of the Warrior's inability to usually clear big boards. Like I would have thought you maybe wanted to kind of not do that, but I guess he didn't really have a better play. Sludge Belcher would have died to that, and he would have cleared the board anyway, so... Okay, maybe we'll see the Armor Smith come down, although I'd imagine he's maybe just got to armor up. I probably don't 100,000,000% agree with the Cruel Taskmaster, but it probably does say that he's playing another Death Spite.
If you want to get better at the game, it's always to keep track of what cards your opponent's played. So right now, as the Paladin, I can see that he's used both executes and both Cruel Taskmasters. So now he can't trigger his Grom.
Wow,
so I've pretty much won right now as a Paladin.
Well,
unless he's got Whirlwind or shit.
He might have a second Death Spite, so there's always that possibility.
Yeah. Just remembering and keeping track of what cards they've played.
Yeah.
Like, have they played 1 or 2, or do they use 1?
Well, he's only played 1 Death Spite, so we might see him play another one. But I totally understand what you mean. It's often the case where like talking about kind of you know, the causality of plays, but at the same time, when you get to a certain level, you're not really playing out of your hand because you're pretty automatic. You're often playing into your opponent's hand, so to speak. You can't see it, but you know, you're either playing reactively or you're playing based on what's your opponent's hand. You can't. The board's easy to deal with. Like Christ, right now it's maybe faceless. I guess you could also Trill Silver and trade in. he could just load the board up and then hope Sylvanas. But that plays the easier one. He's got to be thinking about, you know, do I want to be facelessing here? Am I maybe looking to catch a Sneeds or a Rag or something? It's kind of that point in the board where often the Warrior has kind of exacerbated his smaller stuff, and now you know for a fact that in the Warrior's hand, he's pretty much going to have the Grom or the Sneeds, or he's going to be holding onto a BK or something ridiculous, so... We see him... Ooh.
Steal. Ooh.
I do kind of like that play. Maybe not so much the Knife Juggler, but... I could have understood him holding onto the Faceless here. I don't think that was a good reason to play the True Silver, particularly having not seen your opponent's Harrison. I don't think we're going to see him shield block here. I'd imagine he wants to establish one of those bigger threats, but maybe not so much into Sylvanas. Ugh. We could, yeah, there's definitely a case to shield block and then get a Dr. Boom.
Yeah, well, the only silence, a control warrior normally runs a Spellbreaker, and the reason he won that is for silencing Sylvanas specifically.
Yeah, although I mean I've seen a lot of control warriors run the I've seen a lot of control warriors run the Owl just so they can combo with the Grom if they already have the Death Bite out. But this feels weird. This feels like Sylvanas is just gonna, I mean, she's gonna go guaranteed 2 for 1. She's either gonna draw out some removal or just keep threatening your big stuff. Yeah, a bit weird. Oh, I mean, the Warrior just has like a ridiculous amount of armor, so I can't imagine he's scared of any of this particularly. It's not really gonna take. He's probably honestly looking for the Brawl. I imagine the Brawl Harrison would feel pretty good. Death Bite not so much, but definitely the Brawl Harrison would feel alright.
That belongs in
And
a museum.
I think the Warriors is missing card draw because of just some of the choices he made when he had Acolytes out. He could have used them in better ways to draw more cards.
So again, maybe when we were talking about how the Paladin used the Owl, it didn't really come to effect a lot. Yeah. But oh well. Looks like most likely we're going to see the Aldor onto the Harrison here, and then he's just going to start chunking face. Probably at the point where he's not... I think actually he's going to trade... It makes sense here to trade the Zombie and the Defender in, just because your Zombie's definitely going to die to Death Bite, so you may as well get it off the board, and then you can actually do some serious damage with the Sylvanas. But either way, I mean, whoa. The Baron Geddon feels pretty good here as well. Actually, yeah, the Baron Geddon feels amazing.
Look at the board here.
Well, no, he's already attacked with the Death Bite, so we can't use the Fiery Wind Axe.
Oh, okay, because it had 3 colors. Yeah,
Pretty say most likely we're going to see an Equality come out, but that's the Paladin out of answers for stuff. Oh, there might be a case we're in. Maybe True Silvering, take the damage.
Well, this is where the Paladin really struggles getting card draw.
Particularly when he hasn't got his own Acolytes, yeah. Ugh, a bit weird.
Yeah, the only way they have it is Lay on Hands or Cult Master.
Well, we do know for a fact that WTFCannons is playing the Lay on Hands, so I'd imagine he's kind of cruising around for that. So, just while we're kind of in this the rag period, I will do a couple of shoutouts for WTFCannons. So WTFCannons is saying, what do we got? So he's giving a big shout out to his senpai, Mr. Kaloyuro again. And he's also saying big thanks to his meaty protector with his loving noodly appendages, the Flying Spaghetti Monster. So big shout out to the Flying Spaghetti Monster if he's watching. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So once again, senpai and the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Okay. Alright, pretty solid draw here coming out from the Warrior, picking up the Shield Maiden.
I can take the hit.
This feels pretty good. Although Doomsager's not. Doomsager's not gonna feel good. Alright, cool. Phew.
Hoping for the YOLO rag to the face.
Does get it. It does kind of set up a pretty dangerous next turn. But the Sneeds, I think the Sneeds is gonna really... Sneeds is gonna really lock him out here.
Reporting for duty.
If he doesn't get the lay on hands or his own Tyrion or something onto the Sneeds, it's just I'm not seeing a lot of good ways for the paladin, the paladin rather, to come back into this. Even though eventually, yes, his the paladin's hero power can overwhelm the warrior. It's just I don't know. In the top deck wars, I really don't feel like the paladin wins. Double consecrate. Ooh. He's played both equalities. He's played both equalities, Type Dan?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. This feels pretty good. Gets the rag to a nice low health. Maybe we're not going to see him trade in the shield bot. We could see him just kind of hold on to that divine shield. Yeah, okay. But, oh, wow. So yeah, I mean, again, talking about kind of how the game's going. Like at any point really, the rag could just finish this.
The warrior could have done a 50. Oh, he wins anyway, but he could have done a 50-50 by killing the 1-1 with this line.
Either way, we do see game 5 go to Andy with the warrior taking out WTFCannons Paladin. Well played, Andy. Well played.